damaged in an afternoon fire. Crews in Conrich battled dry conditions and very strong wind. Plus, the province says the crisis in Alberta's emergency rooms is easing.
Our inpatient occupancy in the province's large hospitals is at 102%.
Easing, but not over. The promised changes that are coming. And Canada names its long track speed skating team.
Definitely some unfinished business. I think that's really lit the fire for me over the last 4 years.
The veterans hoping to inspire the rookies to medal at the Milan Cortina Olympics.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. We begin with breaking news tonight. CTV News has learned new details about the man who lured and attacked a woman in her Northwest Calgary home last week. Shabazz Ahmed was killed when she fought him off in self-defense. We have now confirmed Ahmed had previously rented out his home to a Calgary senior who suddenly disappeared and police say is now presumed dead. Tyson Fedor is in Falcon Ridge tonight and joins us now. So Tyson, Ahmed was actually just last seen in that area last week.
Tara, I spoke with a couple neighbors and residents in this area along Falworth Way here in the northeast. That white home you can see over my shoulder, that was where Ahmed was living, and up until his death last Friday, he was renting out that home according to neighbors. This home is also the last place that 71-year-old Abdul Mufti in 2023 was last seen at before his disappearance, and police believe he is dead. Now, in August of 2023, if you remember, police executed a warrant at this home owned by Ahmed. He later then sold that home, but neighbors say he has been renting it from the owner since last summer up until his death last Friday. Police identified a person of interest in the theft of Mufti's credit cards at the time he went missing, but that person was later released. Investigators would not confirm today if that person was Shabazz Ahmed, nor would they link Mufti's disappearance to him. Now, homicide detectives, as we mentioned, say Mufti is dead. Harold Henninger told CTV News yesterday that in June of 2023, he was attempting to sell an antique car to Ahmed. That's when Ahmed held a knife to his throat. Henninger said it was this home here on Falworth Way that Ahmed asked him to meet at to collect the money, but he never did. RCMP then charged Ahmed, but he was later found not guilty. Now, no charges have been laid in Mufti's disappearance and his death, and police say that the investigation does remain open. Tara?
Okay, Tyson Fedor reporting. Tyson, thank you. 2 homes have burned to the ground in Rocky View County, sending plumes of smoke into the air this afternoon. 3 other houses are damaged. Jacqueline Wilson is on the scene tonight. So, Jackie, what's the very latest?
Tara, so we have now been able to talk to the Deputy Fire Chief of Rocky View County and receive a little bit more information about just how this massive fire started this afternoon. And we can tell you it is now officially under control. So it started in the home behind me, and then it actually spread to the home beside it. Obviously, this wind has given the firefighters extremely tough conditions to work with. Both of those homes were under construction. They've been completely demolished. 3 neighboring homes also sustained minor exterior damage. Now, this really was a team firefighting effort with crews from Rocky View, Calgary, and Chestermere all on this scene, and luckily no one was hurt.
There was one worker in the home under construction, who reported the fire in. The fire was in a different area of the structure at the time, so investigation is still working on that.
So as you just heard, that investigation is underway because now the fire is fully under control. Investigators can start to move in and do their work to just find out how this all started. Now, I do also want to mention that there is a fire advisory for East and West Rocky View County right now because of these windy and dry conditions. So essentially what that means is that no fire permits will be issued and any existing permits will be suspended right now. Tara, back to you.
Okay, Jackie, thank you for that. Let's bring Danielle in now. These would have been really challenging conditions because it is such a blustery night out out there.
Yeah, and at the time of the fire, the gusts were ranging between 60 and 80 kilometers per hour in the area. Calgary included in that as well. That was the max gust in Calgary. So definitely hard when crews are fighting fires with this kind of wind. Another key thing about today is the wind direction. So we've had wind out of the west for the last couple of days. We've had record-breaking warmth. And then today, much cooler, as you've noticed, because of these winds gusting out of the north. We've been cut off from the Chinook conditions. So very, very windy. And yes, significantly cooler. We got to a high of about 4 or 5 in the city. We're now down to 1, gusts around 54 kilometers per hour. So it's still going to be fairly gusty even through much of the overnight hours. And then tomorrow we are looking at calmer winds everywhere in southern Alberta. So for Calgary, winds out of the north at 30 kilometers per hour. Keep in mind, also very chilly to start the day tomorrow. Wind chill of -13 when off to work and school. In the afternoon, we should get up to +3, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. The province says early signs are encouraging, but the brutal influenza season is finally letting up, though the work is far from done. 16 of Alberta's largest hospitals are currently over capacity, and doctors say they still need a lifeline. Tim Brooke has more on what's being done to help.
Another day, another upset emergency room visitor.
You might ask for us to see a doctor, but you might not get to see him for 10 to 12 hours.
Douglas Gauld, fresh out of the hospital, tells us the waits are painful and he knows of a fix.
Physicians, more nurses, better structure in the government.
The latter point was partially addressed on Thursday. For the first time since a 44-year-old man died after waiting for more than 8 hours in an Edmonton emergency room, Alberta's Minister of Hospital and Surgical Services took questions from the media. His message, assistance is coming, but it won't be in the form of a state of emergency.
We have all tools and authority necessary to manage the system.
As the flu season slowly lets up, a new physician position will be created to help triage. The focus in the days ahead will be on accelerated discharges and on spreading out patients to facilities that can handle the load.
There is province-wide coordination. There always has been, there always will be. And I would say that it's the only reason we've gotten through the bulk of respiratory virus season.
Many health workers have a different version of events. It's one where the province was warned but failed to properly plan for a bad influenza season, and one where the measures announced Thursday are only reactionary.
There's maybe a lack of knowing who the decision makers are. And that's just at a time when a system is under stress, that's just an added pressure that's not needed.
This isn't just a flu season problem. Right now, we're seeing a lot of stalling, delaying, and promises that years from now, there will be more acute care hospital beds.
Backed by one of Alberta's largest unions, doctors are still calling for a state of emergency. Matt Jones believes the province is capable of coordinating without.
We can, of course, do better, and we will learn and do better. But I think the teams from the hospitals all the way up to the agencies and even my department officials have done fantastic work.
Tim joins us now with more. Tim, the minister had another announcement today.
Yes, Tara, the province has ordered a fatality inquiry into the emergency room death of that man in Edmonton over the holidays. The goal there is to learn a little bit more about the circumstances that led to the death, and maybe even, Tara, the reports will include some recommendations to ensure that something similar doesn't happen again.
Okay, Tim, thank you. Alberta's measles outbreak is showing signs of a comeback just weeks after case numbers had been declining. The province confirms 27 new infections since last Friday, raising concerns about ongoing transmission. Mark Villani has more from experts who say low vaccination rates continue to leave some communities vulnerable.
2025 was the year Alberta lost its measles elimination status, and despite cases trending down through the fall and early winter, 2026 is starting with another surge. 27 new cases since last Friday.
We haven't seen numbers that high since about mid-August.
The province announced 5 new cases Thursday. That brings the total to 2,041 since last March, of which more than half occurred in Alberta's South Zone. The vast majority of cases also involved very young patients.
Children can have a range of complications from ear infections, pneumonia, and rarely measles can cause brain inflammation that can be fatal or lead to permanent brain damage.
The province says this latest spike is likely linked to holiday gatherings rather than widespread community transmission. But low vaccination rates are creating cause for concern.
So unless the population in Alberta is protected, reintroduction of measles through somebody visiting the province can once again kick off another outbreak.
But Alberta's health minister says vaccine uptake is increasing through ad campaigns, citing more than 162,000 measles vaccines given out since March 16th, up 40% from the same time frame the previous year. Public health officials continue to implement targeted vaccination campaigns, expand clinic hours, and conduct province-wide outreach to increase immunization uptake and limit further spread. Public health experts believe a new year could also be a new opportunity to improve vaccination numbers.
This is a chance to get those vaccines out there, change the landscape, bring up community-level herd immunity.
Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
The province says public health officials are continuing to take proactive steps to limit the spread of measles and ensure Albertans have accurate information to protect themselves.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
Canada's red-hot real estate market is cooling down, including here in Calgary. A new report from Royal LePage shows sales in our city have dropped 15% year over year to end 2025. The correction means property assessments are relatively steady, but it also means some sellers are facing long waits on the market. Here's Jordan Canagan.
Those for sale signs are staying up a little longer in Calgary as home sales dip right across the country.
We know that it's not a matter of put the house on the market and we're going to have 12 offers on the first weekend. So we want to temper expectations.
A stark change from the bidding wars in booming real estate markets in years prior. A report from Royal LePage shows home prices in Calgary are down 1% overall year over year.
Construction had really come to a stall during COVID, and that really put pressure on inventory. Now that new home construction has caught up.
Sales of single-family detached homes are still mostly flat, but condos are seeing sales and prices fall sharply. Some trying to sell their units having to wait months instead of just days or weeks.
The additional wait, it was quite hard, honestly. We had the expectation to at least be moving around July or August, and then it just continued onward. So it was quite a hard wait.
The cool down is also impacting Calgary's property assessments. 600,000 notices are being sent out by the city, and the typical residential and non-residential property went up 1% for this year.
The housing supply, in the past few years, we have seen record, in terms of construction. All of those factors have helped contribute to a more balanced residential market.
Balance being seen right across the country. The Royal LePage report showing the national aggregate home price fell 1.5% in the fourth quarter of 2025 compared to the same time the year prior.
So contrary to some people's beliefs, we don't have a housing bubble that's bursting at all. We have a mild market correction, and it's in different segments, and different communities are affected differently.
And Jordan joins us from the southeast tonight. So Jordan, what's the outlook for home sales this year?
Well, Tara, both the Royal LePage report and that local realtor we were speaking to anticipate that momentum will pick up in 2026. They expect that buyers who were priced out of the market during the surge in previous years will take advantage of homes that are a little bit more affordable, especially if they're in the market for something like a condo. Now, if you are interested or want to check out your property assessment, you can do so right now online on your city account, or you can wait for that mail out to arrive in the next week or so. The city's property tax won't be fully set until the fall, right after the provincial budget. Tara?
Okay, Jordan, thank you. Calgary is getting closer to returning to regular water use. The city says plans to activate the final pump Friday morning to bring the Bearspaw feeder main up to full service. The feeder main has been repaired and safe drinking water is flowing through it, but Calgarians still remain under stage 4 indoor water restrictions. 16th Avenue above the water main has reopened, with eastbound lanes fully open and westbound traffic running on one lane. Canada's Privacy Commissioner is expanding his probe into X. We'll tell you about complaints that the AI chatbot Grok is being used to create and share explicit images without people's consent. And later, the Calgary speed skater named to the Olympic long track team. We'll see who will be wearing that maple leaf in Italy. RCMP say a 5-year-old girl is dead after a crash involving a stolen truck near Cold Lake.
Upon arrival, emergency responders treated the injured occupants of a minivan. A 5-year-old girl in the van was, very unfortunately, deceased. The other occupants of the van, a 10-year-old boy, their 27-year-old mother, and a 30-year-old male, were taken to the hospital with various injuries.
Police say a pickup was stolen 3 days earlier in Saskatchewan with someone who'd offered help to the suspect. Officers found the truck about an hour after the crash. A 34-year-old Bonnyville man was arrested yesterday. He's facing a number of charges, including failing to stop at the scene of a crash causing death. RCMP called the man a prolific offender and say he was on bail for breaching a probation order. Part of Blackfoot Trail was closed this afternoon due to a crash. An SUV landed on its roof after the car and an SUV collided at Blackfoot Trail and 85th Ave Southeast just before 2:30. Police say the crash caused minor injuries, but no one was taken to hospital. Investigators continue to look into what circumstances led to that collision. 2 people were forced out of their apartment building in Edmonton when a fire broke out. Flames and thick smoke poured out of a suite on the 6th floor. The fire broke out just after 6 p.m. in the building near downtown. A witness says she saw one person climb off their balcony and another may have fallen while trying to escape the flames.
I saw one person climb out of the balcony onto the lower one below it. To get out, that seemed to be successful, and then someone else, I don't know if they were trying to do the same thing and fell, but they fell from that floor and then landed on the roof that covers the driveway.
Investigators say an e-bike battery started the fire. It caused about $500,000 in damage. Police have charged a man and a teenage girl following a traffic stop in the Southwest. It happened Saturday afternoon near the intersection of 17th Avenue and 5th Street. Police say the 40-year-old driver had no license and open alcohol in the vehicle. They also found weapons, including a loaded shotgun and nearly $10,000 worth of drugs. Matthew Christian Bennett and his 16-year-old passenger are facing a number of drug and weapon charges.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
Bring Danielle back in now as we look ahead to our 5-day forecast. We've lost all of that Chinook heat.
Yeah, the Chinook cut out on us, and it definitely broke some records, as we say, shattered some records yesterday. So 38 communities had new daytime highs, so record-breaking warmth yesterday, Calgary included. We got to 16.9 officially, and the previous record was 11.2, so I would say that's shattering it. 19.5 was the new high in Claresholm yesterday. 13.8 was the old record, and Cardston got to 17.3, Brooks got to 15.8, Lethbridge over 17 degrees. It was a toasty day out there. Very different today. Why? Well, we have gusty conditions, but out of the wrong direction to warm things up. We got all the wind out of the north today, north and northwest. And it's been very, very gusty the closer you are to the Saskatchewan border, pretty much. And this is why we have the wind warning still in place. 100 to 90 kilometer per hour gusts certainly possible for the next few hours before things start to quiet down. But in all of southern Alberta, it's still going to be gusty tonight, just not as gusty as it is right now. We're looking at, well, for Calgary, we had 80 kilometer per hour gusts earlier today, 63 in Drumheller, mid 80s for Brooks, over 90 in Medicine Hat, and Lethbridge 61. Usually it's windier in this corridor here, but today, because of a system off to the east that's been pulling down this air from the north, that colder air, that's why we've had the gustier conditions closer to the Saskatchewan border. All changing tomorrow. Winds calm down for tomorrow. 40 kilometer per hour gusts for Lethbridge and Medicine Hat, 30 for Calgary, Brooks and Pincher Creek. And it will start to switch out of the west, but it won't be enough to be Chinook conditions for tomorrow. We'll get there for Saturday, though. All right, 1 degree. That's the temperature right now in Calgary, Lethbridge, Brooks. It's 2 in Drumheller and Medicine Hat, and at the freezing mark for Pincher Creek and Milk River. Still actually well above normal for this time of year. All right, we have nothing to talk about with regards to active weather. We desperately need some moisture. It's not in the forecast. The only thing I can show you really is, I'll play through till Saturday night. Saturday night, we'll see a couple little bursts of flurries in the city and outside of the city, but this is not significant and this won't result in anything that we need to change the game with regards to the moisture levels. All right, here's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast. Just 3 degrees for tomorrow, similar to what we had this afternoon. Winds out of the north at 30 kilometers per hour, so the wind's a lot more reasonable. And then 11 degrees for Saturday. So we'll get back to more Chinook-like conditions for Saturday. And then those night flurries arrive Saturday night. The winds are going to shift again and come out of the north for Sunday. So we're looking at a high just the freezing mark. Bit of a roller coaster ride in temperatures, as you can see here, for these next 5 days.
Thank you, Danielle. Canada's Privacy Commissioner is expanding his investigation into X after global backlash over Grok. That's the platform's chatbot. It's being used to generate explicit images of real people without their consent. CTV's Rachel Aiello looks into AI privacy concerns and what this means for Canadians.
The Privacy Commissioner is looking into whether billionaire Elon Musk's site X and xAI, the artificial intelligence company responsible for the platform's Grok chatbot, are violating federal law. Canada's top privacy watchdog is expanding an ongoing investigation into X and the social media site's use of Canadians' personal information to train AI models. In light of growing global concern over the platform's AI chatbot Grok being prompted by users to produce non-consensual, explicit, or sexualized images of real people. The commissioner said he decided to expand his investigation to address this issue, given its importance and the potential serious harms that it may cause to Canadians.
Privacy legislation as it is currently on the books will not protect you if someone grabs your imagery online, runs it through an image generator like Grok, sexualizes it, and then shares it with their followers.
Elon Musk companies were informed about the widening probe into whether X and xAI obtained consent to use Canadians' data to create deepfakes yesterday. The same day, xAI announced it would limit Grok's ability to generate explicit images. The federal minister of AI says while Canada isn't considering banning X, there's a government bill before Parliament proposing to amend the criminal code to crack down on deepfakes. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
A Canadian has been killed in Iran, and the violence is deepening fears for Calgarians with families there who may be caught up in the protests. And it appears Donald Trump got a Nobel Peace Prize after all, but not from the Nobel Committee. We'll explain. Global Affairs says it is aware of the death of a Canadian in Iran. It comes as the UN holds an emergency meeting on the widespread protests in the country and the deadly crackdown. According to some estimates, at least 2,500 people have been killed since those demonstrations began. Iranians living in Calgary say they are devastated by the unfolding events in their country. While many are hoping that military intervention from the United States may make a difference, some tell CTV News they want Canadian officials to support them. Stephanie Thomas reports.
Ghazal Kanlar Beg's home in Airdrie still has Christmas decorations up. Since violence erupted in Iran on December 28th, she's been worried sick for friends and family.
We completely froze. We're not ourselves anymore.
The Islamic Republic regime has carried out deadly attacks on protesters. Some estimate 2,500 people have been killed. Those grieving in Alberta say the death toll is much higher. With the internet and phone lines cut in Iran, Ghazal has no idea the well-being of countless loved ones. She says Canadian leaders need to act.
This is a critical situation for every single Iranian that is outside of the country.
She and others held a rally outside Calgary City Hall on the weekend and plan to continue weekly rallies, hoping desperately for a regime change.
I would like to Calgary and know Iranian people are fighting for the last 48 years for their freedom. And we would like to Canadian or Calgarian people are supporting us.
He and others are hoping U.S. President Donald Trump will intervene with military action and to support the exiled Crown Prince of Iran to resume leadership. One young Calgary filmmaker with strong family ties to Iran says for him, the most important story he will share is happening now in Iran.
We in the West or anywhere else around the world have no excuse to not have any hope. We've seen movements, we've seen things happening that have never happened before in the past 47 years.
And he hopes to capture history here in Canada. Stephanie Thomas, CTV News, Calgary.
Still no breakthrough in reducing tariffs on canola and seafood products, but Canada and China have signed trade and economic cooperation agreements to boost exports.
And I believe the progress that we have made in the partnership sets us up well for the new world order.
Prime Minister Mark Carney received a warm welcome from various Chinese leaders Thursday who said bilateral relations have hit a turning point. Agreements signed today pledge greater dialogue in areas like forestry, tourism, culture and food safety. On energy, the pact recognizes Canada as an important potential partner in oil, gas and renewable energy. Carney will meet with President Xi Jinping Friday. Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado met with Donald Trump today behind closed doors at the White House. She spoke to the media after her meeting and she said she presented Trump with her Nobel Peace Prize medal. Sources say she left the medal with Trump. Trump has declined to endorse Machado as the new leader of Venezuela. Instead, he chose that country's vice president. Trump has long been public about wanting the Peace Prize. The Nobel Committee says that prize is not transferable. A big retirement for a man who had a very big job. The beloved chaplain of a retirement residence is calling it a day after nearly 40 years, but these are big shoes to fill. Trinity Lodge Retirement Residence has many long-term staff who worked there for decades. And now, after 38 years, its chaplain is retiring. Bart Daly hosted morning services 5 days a week and then every Sunday evening. It's been a labor of love, but he now says he's looking forward to sleeping in a bit and traveling. Kevin Fleming reports.
He's been gone a week and Bart Daly already misses his time at Trinity Lodge Retirement Residence. He's made a lot of friends here in his 38 years as chaplain.
No regrets, no reservations. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. But it was time to go. 82 years of age. I think I'd like to sleep in rather than get up at 7 every morning.
Daly says over the years he welcomed every new resident to the facility and got to know them.
I never ask people what their denomination is. Some feel they want to tell me I'm this or that. But no, you're welcome to come in here. And we didn't stress a denomination. We just stressed that one God fits all.
Ed Hemming says Daly would let him come and sing during the chapel services.
We seem to get along really well. I think it's because both of us are, let's put it this way, we love humanity and we like to enjoy being decent to other people.
Ron Freckleton has lived here for 11 years and says Daly always had time for the residents, their families and staff.
I am sad to see him go, yes, for sure. But he's no spring chicken either. And I think it's time for him to, let's say, move on. I don't mean retire. I mean find another career.
Kim Ho heads the facility and says Daly had empathy towards everyone and was a good listener.
We are truly, truly grateful for everything that he's done for us. So we wish Bart good health as he embarks on this journey of retirement.
You'll never get Trinity Lodge out of my thoughts and prayers and heart. It meant a lot. You spend 38 years anywhere, and it becomes a part of you.
Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
That's great. Congratulations, Bart. Well, it's pretty great when you can share a passion with your kids, but they don't always love the same stuff that you do.
I'm not like a sumo rounder like you. I'm kind of like a like lay around. I like to lay around the whole day.
Not a sumo arounder, more of a lay arounder.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Well,
you're into, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
You're either one or the other.
Well put. I'm more of a lay-arounder too.
That's cute.
I love it.
Well, you've heard of surprise parties, but what about a reverse surprise party? Okay, here's the idea. The guest of honor arrives first and then gets a surprise as each new person walks through the door.
Oh, cool.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
like
good.
that. Yep.
So it's just surprises all night long as you figure out who's turning up for your big party. I like that idea.
Yes, yes.
Hopefully,
It looks like it's going to be a big party,
I
too.
think so.
Looks like hopefully the people you like the most show up first.
Yeah. Fill the room. Well, it wouldn't be a party without games, and this one is actually harder than it looks. Wow. Okay, the idea is simple. You just have to match the photo with your hands. So you place your fist on the circle and an open hand on the handprint.
Nobody can do it.
Nobody can do it.
Nobody can do
One person in this group was able to do it.
Nice. There you go.
Is it the same as like rubbing your belly and tapping your head?
I think so. I think you're asking your brain to do two separate things at the same time, and it's sometimes impossible.
Well, now we have to try it. I'm bringing that in tomorrow.
Okay, you can print those out and we'll try it. We'll
During the 6 o'clock news?
Well,
maybe in
before.
a commercial break, yeah. Well, still ahead, a border dispute between Alberta and Montana. Why our American neighbors are taking issue with our electricity system.
CTV Ski Report, brought to you by Sunshine Village, home of Canada's best snow and hottest lifts.
Well, from record-breaking heat in 38 communities in Alberta yesterday to a very different day today. We got above freezing, but it certainly didn't feel like that with that chilly wind out of the north. And boy, has it been gusty. Before we get into the forecast, though, let me share this with you. We head to schools. Our weather team heads to schools, teaches weather. This is a program that's sponsored by the Alberta Teachers Association. And today I got to visit St. Albert, the Great School. Check out these wonderful kids. They certainly were great. Super smart, a lot of great questions. We did a lot of weather learning. I'm sure there's some future scientists in the crowd here. So thanks for having us from CTV in your classroom today. All right, let's talk about the weather. 10 degrees was the high, but that was at about midnight, and then we dropped throughout the day. So we actually started off at 10, winds started to switch and no longer came out of the west, and then we quickly fell off temperature-wise. By the afternoon, we were at +4, although it certainly didn't feel like it because of those chilly winds out of the north. We're sitting at 1 right now in the city, Lethbridge, Brooks, 2 in Medicine Hat. So either at or just above that freezing mark right now. So it's still very mild for this time of year, just not as warm as yesterday. No active weather to speak of really as we go forward. Unfortunately, we have no moisture in the forecast, and we really do need it because it is super dry out there. Your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Action Furnace. Fix right or it's free. Tomorrow morning, -7 with a wind chill of -13. So be prepared for a cold start when off to work and school. We should get up to 3 degrees in the afternoon. Winds will be so much calmer tomorrow. Winds out of the north at just 30 kilometers per hour. Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. Strong wind made it tough for crews to fight a fire east of Calgary today. 2 homes under construction went up in flames in Conrich. 3 more are damaged. Crews from Rocky View County and Calgary were able to put it out, and no one was hurt. CTV News has learned the man who was killed after luring and attacking a woman in an Edgemont home could be connected to the disappearance of a Calgary senior. In 2023, police asked the public to help locate 71-year-old Abdul Mufti. Investigators say he disappeared under suspicious circumstances. His family says he was renting a suite from Ahmed. And after weeks of calls for help from an overwhelmed health system, provincial officials promised improvements are coming. A new physician position will be created to help triage, and the focus will now be on accelerated discharges and on directing outpatients to facilities that can handle the load. Montana lawmakers are taking issue with Alberta over electricity trade practices they think are unfair. But the province says it's treating the state the same as any other neighbor. A state senator says Alberta should not be blocking Montana power from consistently coming into the province, but it hurts Montana's power producers and discourages cross-border transmission. Meanwhile, Alberta says its rules treat Montana the same as its Canadian neighbors.
Is prioritizing their own resources in Alberta, and then external resources such as from Montana or other areas within Canada have a different standard. And this is whatever Canada does within Canada is fine, but what they're doing with Montana is against the U.S. trade agreement, and that's the issue.
Alberta's power grid isn't fully integrated with its neighboring provinces and Montana. That makes it difficult to share power between jurisdictions. Montana lawmakers believe a more integrated system would be better for residents on both sides of the border. The Alberta Electric System Operator is working toward greater integration to increase power sharing and reliability. The Canadian Real Estate Association says it expects the housing market to pick up this year. BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez has the details.
The association says pent-up demand from first-time buyers will lift the market in 2026. Lower interest rates and prices could also help. The association predicts sales will increase by 5% this year, with the biggest gains coming for BC and Ontario. It also forecasts the average home price increasing by just under 3%. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to $71.95. West Texas Intermediate down $2.80 to $59.08. Western Canadian Select up over $1 to $47.51. And the TSX gained 112 points to hit a new record close above 33,000 for the first time. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Most Canadians say they have been targeted by digital scams. New data from the Angus Reid Institute shows more than 4 in 5 Canadians say they have been contacted by scammers online or over the phone, with about 30% of those people admitting they did lose money or information. Only 5 to 10% of these cases are reported to authorities. Canadians who are 60 and older are nearly twice as likely as those between the ages of 18 and 29 to report falling for a scam.
This is something that's happening pretty widespread. It is not just you that's getting those phone calls and those text messages and those emails of people trying to attempt to take your money and or potentially your personal information. That there are a lot of Canadians who have experienced this the last couple of years.
If you've been targeted, you should report it to police, your bank, and the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre. The online survey of more than 2,000 Canadians was conducted from November 5th to 7th. The margin of error is plus or minus 2 percentage points, 19 times out of 20. Canada's long track speed skating team has deep roots in our city. We'll meet the team going to Italy to chase down Olympic medals. Glenn has that for us next. So the Calgary Hitmen do a teddy bear toss every year, but here's a new spin on the idea. Ontario's Grand River Collegiate Institute's hockey team organized a sock toss. It's just like the teddy bear toss, except with socks. In all, the team collected about 1,200 pairs. They were donated to A Ray of Hope. That's a group helping with the housing crisis in Ontario. Good thinking. The Calgary Flames wrap up their 5-game road trip tonight. Glenn is back with us, and Glenn, the Flames going out for their second win on this trip.
Tara, tough road trip so far, just 1 win in the first 4 games. Tonight they face off in Chicago against the Blackhawks. Game's underway, first period, Flames with a 2-1 lead. Meanwhile, one of the Flames prospects got some good news today. Matvei Gritton is going to the American Hockey League All-Star Game in Rockford, Illinois, February 10th and 11th. What a rookie season's in bid for Gritton. He was the Flames' first-round pick, 28th overall in the 2024 NHL entry draft. The 19-year-old played in 4 games with the Flames, scoring 1 goal, 32 games with the Wranglers, 10 goals and 18 assists.
That's awesome. I mean, going to All-Star at 19, that's just, I don't know, thank coaches, thanks the guys on the team. So couldn't down them without them. So
right from day one when he came down here, he had the right mindset of making sure he's getting better every day and
and I think you've seen him have success offensively. But what I'm most proud of is everything else in his game that it's grown. So he's doing a lot of good things away from his puck. It's leading to success for himself and his line mates, and I think everyone is pretty excited for him today.
Canada's long track speed skating team for the Winter Olympics was named today, and Canada heads into this one with a mix of veterans and youngsters.
1, 2, 3, go Canada!
Once again, Canada will send a strong group of long track speed skaters to the Olympic Winter Games in Milano Cortina. Leading the way is Isabelle Weideman, who won gold, silver, and bronze at the 2022 Games. Weideman's now one of the leaders on the team.
Like I went in 2018 and I was a rookie, and then in 2022 and I was kind of poised to win a bunch of medals, and now I get to go back as the veteran and hopefully like pass the torch a little bit and lead some of the younger guys.
Calgarian Anders Johnson is going to the Olympic Winter Games for the first time. The 28-year-old qualified at the Olympic trials in his last race on January 3rd.
It's one race, right? And you get that one race every 4 years to qualify for the Olympics. So, you know, the pressure's off now. I'm just so excited. And yeah, what an honor and a privilege to go out and to represent Canada at the Olympics.
For 39-year-old Ted-Jan Blauman, who has won gold and bronze at the Olympics, this will be his third and last time at the Games. And this one is going to be special because his kids will be with him.
Maybe you've already seen my kids around, but they're going to be in Milan too, and they're 6 and 3 years old. Yeah, they're at an age now that they can, you know, really experience it. I don't know how many memories you make at 3 years old, but I hope he can remember it for the rest of his life.
For veterans like Weideman and Blauman, the goal is to bring home some more hardware.
Gold. I want to win. That's always the goal. And I'm going to give it everything I have.
Had a lot of success on the World Cup circuit this year, and so I'm really curious to see kind of like how that's going to go at the Games. And I mean, it's the same competitors, the same event, so yeah, I'm excited and hoping to push the podium.
The other Calgarian going is Brooklyn McDougall. This will be her second Games. The 2026 Olympic Winter Games run from February 6th to the 22nd in Italy. The annual Esso Golden Ring Ringette Tournament gets underway on Friday at various arenas throughout the city, and this is the 40th year for the Esso Golden Ring Tournament. Last night at the Seton YMCA, a couple of U16 teams getting prepared for the tourney. This year's event will feature 181 teams plus 2 National Ringette League teams. 2,600 players will lace them up from across the country. The tournament wraps up on Sunday.
40 years that tournament's been going.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. Yep.
That's awesome. Okay, final peek of the weather, Danielle.
Okay, well, we're not looking at any sort of heat in our 5 to 10 day forecast that we had yesterday. Tomorrow we're looking at a high of 3 degrees. We had similar temperatures this afternoon, but the winds will be a lot tamer tomorrow, down to 30 kilometers per hour and not 80. That's helpful. Then we get winds out of the west on Saturday that will kick us up to 11 degrees. And then after that, we start our decline. But it's not until next weekend that we have daytime highs in the minus double digits. So enjoy even the somewhat warm temperatures that we get for the next 5 days. Weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, Alberta's climate. And Brian Vanderhayden sent this in. It looks like a painting. This is our sunset. It was a stunning sunset out there tonight.
Was that tonight or was that last night? Because last night's was terrific
last night too.
Yeah.
I believe this one was tonight, but we had a lot from last night as well.
Gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Thanks for your company tonight. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow.